What's happening, everyone? We are live. I think we have audio check. Thank you for everyone who's been sitting in the lobby waiting for this. I figured the slideshow is a good thing, about 4 minutes of it. And we're going to make sure everyone's hearing me before we start getting into it. And we've got Facebook coming online.
Facebook is live.
Facebook is live. Can everyone hear me? Just make sure before I get going here. All right, let's see here who we got on the feed. We got Scott Jones, hello sir, Simon Carter, Michael Stanton, we got you three, Joe Bingham.
We're good on voice.
Here, loud and clear, awesome. Thank you, Alexis, appreciate it. Thank you for that. All right, good. Awesome, loud and clear, good. I hit record. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what we're doing tonight. For those who saw on the Facebook, my Facebook announcement, do something a little bit different tonight. I turned off super chats. I turned off all bidding. So no bidding on the paintings. And what we're doing is anyone who wants to donate towards the people of Ukraine and the safety of the children and the families and everyone who needs it. I listed 4 possible charities you can do. You can do any charity you want. I just listed 4 just to make it easier. I couldn't not do anything. So I'm trying to keep this. I don't want to get into political discussions back and forth about what's going on there. I just wanted to actually donate some of my time and this painting and see if we can help a cause. So it's for the people there, and whichever how you support, that's between you guys. But I just want to do something and see if we can raise some money for it. So what are you going to do? Pick any charity you want from now until midnight tonight. Donate it. You can email me proof of what you donated, $10 or more. Kaylee's going to post a link up. It's my thinairgraphics@gmail.com. You can write it down. It's in the body of the description. It's in the description on here, and you'll be entered in to win the painting. So what I'm going to do is I'll random pick tomorrow after I tally everyone up, assign everyone a number. Everyone gets entered once. If you donate multiple times, you still get registered once. So once you've donated, send me proof of donation, and then I will list it. And then what I'll do is I'll use a random number picker, and we'll assign everyone a number, and we'll pick that tomorrow. I'll post that video up, and then the winner will have a week to get back to me, and we'll send that out to you. So all the information's in the description. So let's get started. Let me tell you what I'm going to do tonight. I was going to do something. I was on the fence about whether I was going to do anything, and I really felt I wanted to after hearing a lot of stories and what's going on, and friends who have family over there and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do one of my freestyle paintings, freestyle skulls, and whatever comes to my mind. And that way, whoever gets it gets just one of my original paintings. I didn't want to do something too politically motivated, too politically imagery. I just wanted to do a painting and have, kind of give everyone a break from the news, because I think the news it's making my head, bounce a little bit. And I figured we'll do a little hour and a half feed and kind of distract everyone, something different, and maybe raise a little money. So I hope you guys do give. Like I said, I don't care what it's for, as long as it's for the people of Ukraine and what they're dealing with. Just show me that, and you get entered in, and we'll go from there. Cool? Does everyone think that's all right? All right. So, thanks, Simon, for that. Appreciate it. I know a few people have already donated and sent to me. That's awesome. Really appreciate it. So, let's give this a go here. So, this is what I'm going to do. I am just going to freestyle. Just, some skulls and some stuff. I'm going to do black and gray. Have fun with it. And just throw some stuff at it. And someone will get this painting. Okay? We good to go? Let's bring up my panel. And Kaylee can take down the email right now. We'll bring that back up later. But if you didn't write it down, it's in the description. So, all right, let's just see who we got here before I go. We got David, Alexis, Hey Blue, Kyle, James, the Nameless, Doug, Blue Street Customs. How's it going from Canada? We got Paul. Perfect timing. Technical advice from an expert. Yeah, loud and clear. Awesome. Cool. Mr. Nunez over on Facebook. How you doing, brother? All right. So this is just going to be one of my paintings. Like I said, I just did a bagger with a bunch of skulls on it. And if you will watch the slideshow, there was one that went by that had a whole bunch of them on there. And I'm just going to keep this monochromatic black and gray. And I happen to have, aside from my pack of skulls, I happen to have some skull stencils that I've cut out over the years. So what I'm going to do is just simple, quick registration. I'm not going to get too technical with it. But, you know, you can see basically how I approach a lot of these. Is this just printed on paper. I think I printed these last year. And it's just, this is good print paper. It's heavy stock. And I did some simple cuts and some texturing and things like that. Some foldovers. You know, just all different things. So I'm just going to fill this board up. You know, I got this big boy here. Maybe we'll just put a big one in the corner. And then we're going to work it all from there. All right, so pretty simple. All I'm going to use these for is like my usual, is just basic registration. I'm just using Cratex Illustration Black. I got it in my Iwata Takumi, and I got a couple other Iwatas mixed up with some black and white. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do these like really as they are. I'm just going to use this for registration. And then we're just going to freehand them and go nuts and just see what happens. See? Just to get enough registration, not too technical. I want to keep this really loose. You know, I'm just gonna just kind of go freehand nuts in afterwards, and just see what we get. Let's do this guy. Let's do this guy here. This guy's kind of cool. Here's just the one I got. Kaylee's got some comments coming at her. So if the messages come in the typed, that's Kaylee typing, because I am not typing and painting at the same time, because that would be lunacy. You know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just tape this guy up here. This is a great way to kind of, if you want to plan a painting out with a bunch, just like masking, whatever goes on first comes off last. You can easily do that. So look, I'm going to stick him back on. Oh, that's a different one. I'll stick him back in place. I'm going to, Kaylee's going to field any questions that I might not see, and then I'll do what I can.
Nameless noticed their airbrush nozzle tip and cap are misaligned, creating a crescent shape when the air comes out. And he was wondering if anyone knows any way to troubleshoot it.
If your cap is misaligned, then you either got debris in there, because we're just doing a crescent shape. You know, basically that your nozzle should be centered with your needle. If it's not, something's either not set right, or it's bent or broken. A lot of times, if the needle's broken or the nozzle's cracked, you'll get a C shape because the paint's kind of deflecting off to one side. If you want, you can message me some pictures of what it's doing, and I can look at it tomorrow and give you some pointers on what it might be doing. All right, so like you can just tape a few down like this. Let's see what else we got here. We got this guy. That's what it's called. And he's gonna go this way. So this is one like I took a picture of a skull, and then I kind of redrew the shaping of the eyes and everything, and just made a reverse, so it's more like my style there. We'll tape him down. What's this one here? Oh, this one's cool. Have him coming up from the bottom. And plus, you know, this way, this might give someone a chance who ultimately wouldn't afford one of these paintings live. You know, you do a $10 donation, you got as good a chance as any to win it. So, could be really a cool way to get an original by me. And we're going to start there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skulls total. We'll throw some mini guys in, you know, as we go through. Let's get some registration going and then just freehand it. And of course, I'm using all my standard equipment here. My airbrush is my paint. All the good stuff. So basically what I'm going to show you is how I take these skull stencils that if you do them over and over, they look like the same one, but just use it for registration and then freehand and tweak them and change them however you want to do it. Little folds here, you can fold them down. You know, just like a sketch, just like I've done before. It's probably not a defect in the brush. It's unless it's all misaligned, like there's nothing bent, there's nothing done. The problem with the Masters is, you know, they're kind of a replica brush, so their tolerances really aren't built that well. So you can get some defective ones, but it's still kind of rare to get your crescent shape. Usually a crescent shape is a bent needle, a cracked fluid nozzle, or debris. It's typically 99% of the time what's happening. Because if the nozzle's touching, something's bent somewhere. Or something's misaligned. And it could have come from that in the factory. Proving it with Master, good luck. Because I don't even know if there's anyone you can contact there. But cool. What we got here? Dennis, what's going on, man? Steve. So was it last week I sent you that, Steve? Or the week before? I think it was before I went away. I happened to be watching.
It was. We were watching it together.
Yeah, we were watching Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball.
It was a few days before we left.
And then the monkey came on and Steve. All right, so see how simple that was? Done. See ya. You know, I'm gonna use this now to just freestyle. Like I said, this is just black, and so I'm gonna thin this paint out a little more. Get this stuff spraying. Yeah, so on Facebook mentioned the Masters. You know, I've tried a bunch of the Masters. I've had very poor luck whenever I've tried them, and I've fielded so many questions on them that as someone trying to get people into it and wants to get into it, I don't recommend them. They'll get the job done, they'll get you by, but when you have issues with them, there's just nowhere to go. But are these skulls part of a set? No, these are just skulls I printed out. These are, you know, I have my pack of skulls that I use. I've done other videos on. This is just random pictures of skulls that I've gotten throughout the years on the internet and cut them and manipulate them. Yep. So now what I'm going to do is I just want to go in and kind of tweak these to my style and give it more of a kind of stylized look. know, I think. So I use the illustration opaque black. It's a little too strong. So what I'm gonna do. I'm going to make it more transparent by adding some transparent base to it. I'm just trying to find it. Here we go. So to make the black, the opaque weaker, and I could have just used regular illustration opaque, I'm going to mix in some 4004 transparent base. And we're going to make this a little thinner. Not thinner in viscosity, thinner in basically the value of it. So basically it makes it more of a semi-transparent. I think I'm going to try this at a 1:1. So that's just transparent base. I'll take my mixture, I'm going to add it. And we'll go from there. We'll give her a good mix. Like I said, I want this to be much more transparent than it is. And I'm really shooting from the hip on this one. Didn't have a ton of time to plan this one, but we're going to make it happen. Yeah, Carl's pretty right. You know, they're kind of disposable brushes in a way, so, you know, use it as a background fill brush. You know, try to use it like that. Don't use it as your main detail brush. Let's see now. There we go. So now it's a little bit more transparent. And if I don't like it, I'm going to switch to illustration colors themselves and go from there. Yeah, definitely smash that like button, subscribe, all that fun stuff, please. And definitely don't forget to go on and basically register to win this painting. Thank you, Doug. Come on. I kind of broke my rule on this one too. I didn't strain the paint. I probably should have. I'm going to try something here. Just got the Visionary widget for my setup. Oh yeah, those are outstanding. Yeah, it's not the brush, definitely the paint. Try switching brushes. Yeah, I'm just kind of stalling on the paint. It's driving me a little crazy. We'll get it worked out. We always do. Yeah, this one's being a little on the roll. There we go. Yeah, that. I think that brush needs a good cleaning. I didn't do a great job after the last week because I was going away on vacation. That's where I was last week. We were in Cancun, Mexico, getting some much needed R&R. Almost got stuck there because of flight cancellations, but small problems, not to really worry about. See, like the stencil went down to there, but I'm gonna like extend these teeth out a little bit. This is apparently Wiley likes me too, as he still calls. I think I missed something. And I finally got the kids to bed. Yeah, I remember those days. Then when they get older, it's getting them to go to damn sleep. Because they gotta get up early in the morning. And they don't listen.
Someone on Facebook asked if this is just painted for fun or what. Just curious.
Is it what? It's a metal panel.
No, is this just a panel you're painting for fun or something else?
Oh, so I'm painting this. So if you read the description of earlier, this painting, you can register to win this one. I'm just painting what I feel tonight. Just paint the skull. And then if you want to register to win this painting, the instructions are on the YouTube channel. If you go over there, you can click everything, and anyone who donates to a Ukraine charity gets automatically entered to win this painting. I gotta give it a little detail texturing. This big skull in here. We'll start moving to the other guys, and we'll bring it all together. Exactly, just freestyle. If you were watching at the beginning, there was a bike that I did a couple years ago that was basically, it was silver bike, and the guy just wanted as many skulls as I could possibly throw on it, and the budget I had, I think we ended up like 110 or 120 skulls by the time we were done on it, and then we just candy red it over the whole bike. That was an awesome job. And just basically, you just start going from one to the other. Which texture? So that one I used was this was a Gerald Mendez Texture Effects 3 that I'm using. The reason I keep switching airbrushes, I didn't clean my airbrushes before I went away last week, so they sat. And I cleaned them right for the show, and they're still not quite working right, so I'm just basically trying to find one that's going to do what I want it to do. Yes, yeah, exactly, Simon. This was part of the 3. Texture Effects 3 has got some really, really bitchin' shapes. It really does. Maybe Gerald will grace us with his presence tonight. Never know. He comes in here from time to time. Yeah, totally random works, man. You know, it can definitely work. You just, you know, you pay attention to a few things and kind of try to balance it out. You know, obviously that's important. It's just have a nice, you know, fairly balanced composition. And just kind of see what happens from there. From Boston. Exactly. I love that commercial. I'm from here. Yeah, by doing different sizes, exactly, you push and pull that background, and you know you definitely don't want the smaller skull to be on top of the bigger skull because you'll break the illusion. So the smaller ones go in the background. You know that's key. This one's smaller than this one. This guy is about the same as this. He's a little smaller. They're almost equal. They're not overlapping too much. You know, this one's a little smaller, and that's how you kind of keep that push pull composition going. Also, I'll talk about it next week. Next week, I'm going to be moving. I won't be doing next Thursday either. But I'll probably do. I'm doing Friday. I'll let you guys know for next week. Next Thursday is my wife's birthday, so she gets my attention, not you. And I will keep you all posted with further details. Just letting you all know that now. So like I said, aside from everything on TV being what's going on overseas, I couldn't not do anything, but I just wanted to do something. Just wanted to do something tonight, but keep it light so you can enjoy not news coverage for a few hours. And the last thing I want to do is get into a big political back and forth. That's definitely not the point of this. Just do something for the people that really can't do anything for themselves at this point. You know, that's what I really wanted to kind of get those people some help. It's a skull party for it. Yeah. Like I said, we'll be keeping an eye on those emails after midnight tonight. So Scott, I mean it's thinairgraphics@gmail.com. Any proof of donation, what you did, just send it there, and that'll automatically enter you in. This guy's missing a bunch of teeth and stuff. A bunch of broken up things. I'll make sure I tell her that. That's cool, Sean. See you when you get back, man. And if you guys are unsure of any charities that are suitable, I did a little bit of research today on ones that do a really good job, and the majority of the donations goes to the actual charity, not to administration. So I listed 4 different charity organizations in the description of the YouTube channel. You don't have to use those. You can use whatever you prefer. Whatever your kind of charity of choice is. And just send that along. I see you guys are already getting emails in. Really appreciate it. I'd love to see how much we can raise overall. And I didn't want it to come to me and then me do it in my name and blah, blah, blah. I just want everyone to kind of do their thing. And then that gets you guys a chance, like I said, to win this. To win an original. I'm going to throw another guy, another skull. Just a little guy right in here. Do a little Bob Ross type skull. Just a tiny skull. Yeah, Simon. So I went on and did some research to make sure they were viable. They had credentials, and a lot of them listed the percentages of what they gave to the charity versus, what goes into administration costs. And some of the charities have huge administration costs, and I get it, because of what they do. But that way people can make that choice for themselves of what they give to and what for. And for me, it's really about the kids too. Just they suffer the most on it. And I heard one story on the news the other day that people were adopting someone. They actually had them here for the holidays, for Christmas, and then they had to go back, for final processing. And then this happened, and now they're in limbo. The adoption is frozen. until everything settles down. It's just horrifying to go through all that, and for that kid to be here and then have to go back, and that one killed me. I think that one got me the most to actually want to do something. Like I said, I just wanted to really keep this loose and just really just kind of get gritty and have a little fun with it. And plus, as a lesson standpoint, this shows you, you know, you can use the same skull stencil like my pack of skulls or just random skulls like that, and it just use them as a guide and then tweak them. So it's not always the same one over and over again. Even if you're using the same kind of source stencil, it's not, it doesn't look repetitive. I think a lot of people have that trouble, is they get too locked into it, have to look exactly the same every time you do it. And then the problem is, you know, 10 years of doing it, all your stuff looks the same. Yeah, I really try to change my approach, you know, every year and try to tweak the look a little bit. And that way, especially my motorcycle clients, you know, the work they have on their bike kind of grows with my style. And then if I do a skull bike for one guy, it's not the same one for the guy down the street. You know, they don't look the same. They have nuance differences and different things like that. Where's that little one? But you guys, like, don't feel like you have to, like, leave the feed, go to the donation now. I'm not looking at them until after. So, you know, you can come in, check the feed out, and then go do your thing. And if you don't have it, you don't have it. You know, trust me, I get what that's like. When you're Kaylee's age, you still love just eating ramen noodles all the time. When you're older, only being able to eat ramen is not as enticing.
Yeah.
But everyone goes through it. I've done Rob Churchill. I'm not sure who's still here, but yeah, exactly, Mark. I feel the same way. I'm trying to keep up with both feeds. I can't do both, but yeah, like I almost did like highest bidder, like highest person to donate did something, got the painting, but I didn't want to do that either. I didn't want it to be about just one person being able to get. And I've been wanting to do, you know, a giveaway for a while because I haven't figured that out, and so that kind of pushed me to figure out how to do a giveaway and some ways to do it. I'm going to be doing more and more of those. I'm going to be setting up a 10,000 subscriber contest, basically, you know, trying to get me there. Once I get there, I'll give away an original. I'm going to be working on that in the near future, so I will let people know about that when it gets there. You know, I was on the fence about doing skulls too, but you know, that's why this is not a political statement. This is just someone being able to get one of my original skull paintings for doing a small donation. I figured it'd be a nice little break from watching the crap on news. And I think I'm only going to leave this this video up through the weekend. And then that'll be it. Because I don't want, you know, we were talking about it in a group call the other night with some other artists about, you know, should we do something, should we not, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't want this to be seen as me, like, opportunistically trying to get followers and get money and, you know, things like that. Because there are people and organizations that do that and things like this. And I really just want to do this and have it do some good and then let it go away. I just like to not hear my dog snoring. I understand that. Tell you what I am doing tomorrow is all these guns are coming apart and doing a full old deep clean. And it's probably some parts replacements. Some needle and nozzle replacements. They do wear down after a while. FYI, water-based reducers and stuff and water-based paints actually can be a little harsher on metal parts and solvents. Michelle! What's going on, kid? Nikki, she'll still do it. I'm pretty sure on that. We're gonna throw some racing techniques and stuff in here as well. And you guys over on Facebook, definitely click that link and get over to the YouTube side. You'll get the better, clearer, high-res video. I'm really excited to see who wins this one too, actually. It'd be great to see someone who otherwise wouldn't normally get one. Oh, while I'm here, I definitely want to thank Simon for all the basically the TV running the TV guide stuff for all the airbrush events. That's really, I think, helping people kind of find good content and what's going on. And last weekend I was away, that was awesome. Kind of put that little thing together and getting some people some discounts. A lot of people went in on it, so it was cool. Yeah, the 4050 is an awesome vinyl. I like the 4030. It was good when it came out. But the 4050 just makes things so slick. It just works unbelievable. The 4050 was really one of the first binders that got me. Like, I like the 4030, like I said, but the 4050 just really made it work like a urethane. Much, much closer to it, you know. And that's how I always judge things. Because I started as a urethane painter, my baseline for everything is it's got to spray like urethane. So if you came from water, you love it. Like if you came from water solvent history, there's always that benchmark that the water base just really didn't hit until recent. Oh, and then you guys go to those charities that I listed on there. A lot of them have like, increments of $50, but all of them I checked. I'm pretty 90% sure that they all have like enter an amount. So you don't, if you can't afford 50, you can do 10. 10 is just a number I kind of put up there. Like just think it's a nice, easy donation for most people to get to. It's doable for most of us, I think. This guy's jacked up teeth. Like I said, this video is, I'm making it just for tonight. Yeah, we'll do the winner tomorrow, and then we'll probably just take this video down. Maybe we'll leave it up. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how the overall response is, what people think. And I want to thank everyone in here for not turning this into anything too political, even though there's some obviously political meaning behind why I'm doing this, but I didn't want the post and the thread to turn into, basically a social media fight. But I got a pretty strong feeling that most people are not really supportive of what's happening, so. And that goes, I've talked to people I know that are in Russia, and they're not really supporting it either. So, or not at all. some music in YouTube. Take it. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get it kicked. Because then you can risk getting demonetized and like the service taken down. Well, not going that route. There are music channels I can play actually that are basically royalty free or okayed to do. I just haven't done it. And for me, I think I get too distracted trying to do a live feed with music in the background. I'm gonna hide another little skull right in here. Put the nose, the eye, right under there. Put the other eye down here. Another little guy right there. But yeah, I'm keeping that open till this whole thing. So you can email your donations up to midnight tonight. My time, Eastern Standard Time, US. So basically 3 more hours. So yeah, I'm right there with you. Name a subscriber. It's exactly my feelings on it. Plus, I figured if I started opening up too much of that, then you're gonna get the trolls that want to argue just to argue, or you're gonna get bots, or you're gonna get all sorts of stuff, and that's why I'm not gonna leave this up too long. They think it'll turn into something like that, even like afterwards in the comments. So just keep it simple. But for almost an hour, this is cool. Okay, we'll probably give this an hour and a half. I might go to the full 2. I haven't really decided. It's going to be kind of where I feel. Then you all know me. After this, I'm going to go in and do some more and probably hit a little extra detail and things like that afterwards.
Someone asked on Facebook how to enter to win.
So basically on Facebook, if you click over to the YouTube side, all the information's there, and it's in a post description prior to this one. If you donate to any charity that's to help the Ukrainian people, you email me proof that you did that, $10 or more, and you email that to thinairgraphics@gmail.com. The link is in the description on YouTube. Just go over there and you'll see it. And if you go to the YouTube side, you're going to get the better feed anyway. I'll sweeten the pot under our second name. Alright, I'm down for that. So London Pen Company just upped the charity. So I will pick a second winner, a second name, and that second person, London Pen Company, will send one of his custom pens to you, which is bitchin' and really awesome. And I wish I had one of my pen in front of me, but I don't think I have it here. So yeah, we'll make that happen. Thank you so much, Sean. That's huge. That's big. Thank you for doing that. So now you can have a chance to win a painting or a handcrafted pen. Yeah, so basically, yeah, you just email me that, and that's up. Like I said, it's up to midnight tonight, and then I'm gonna pick the winner tomorrow. You know what I'll do? Instead of midnight tonight, I'll look at it in the morning, and whoever's in when I pick, I'll go from there. So I just want to see how much we can get in. I don't want to let it go too far and let people kind of forget. So thank you, London Pen. It's awesome. Sean's pens are awesome. I have one, and I really dig it. And again, another craftsman donating time to a good cause. Where's Mom? Facebook. Hello, Mom. Mom's over on Facebook. I'll total up the numbers too, let everyone know what we reached tomorrow. Any little bit's gonna make a difference. Right now, this piece reminds me of my old punk days. Yeah, man. Like I said, I just wanted to do just a down and dirty, just freestyle panel like I've done at shows and events and things like that. And, you know, the things that used to get me in trouble for drawing when I was a kid, which was skulls. And like I said, whoever wins it, I just wanted them to win a cool original versus something that was always about, you know, what's going on in Ukraine. You know, they'll know what it was, but the piece itself is just a cool piece. Like, I almost did a Ukrainian flag, how to, I almost did. There's a whole bunch of stuff that went through my head tonight. And I think I came to the conclusion I want the feed itself to be light, even though the subject that's going for is serious, but I wanted the feed itself for the next hour or so to be on the lighter side and give everyone a little friggin' break. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? I'm still trying to get back in the swing of things for being on vacation for a week. A lot of Bloody Marys and Mai Tais last week in Cancun. A lot. Poolside swim-up bars. All-inclusive. I think everyone kind of knows what I'm talking about. But Mom, I didn't get super drunk. Nope, not at all. Actually, I was pretty reserved. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate it. And most of you know me, you follow me on social media. I really don't get too wordy about anything going on. I try to stay out of it. Just because I'm a bike painter, man. That's what I do. I don't claim to be, nor try to be, or want to be an activist and things like that. There's people that are way more qualified and do a better job than me. I just want to paint cool shit. And if some of that painting cool shit can help people, then cool. That's good for me. I don't need any other mark other than that. Thanks, Blue. I'm still just using the same color. I do have some white mixed up. I haven't thrown that in yet. I might not, actually. We'll see. Let's switch up the cameras here. A little top-down view, you can see a little better the composition. And yeah, we got that kind of depth pushing back. This will get cleared. This will get polished. Actually, everyone who's waiting for panels right now, everything is cleared. Everything's just about polished. I got everything just about ready before I left. And I just got to spend another afternoon polishing. I'll ship everything out first of the week. And everyone will get their paintings. Thank you for your patience. Let's do a little erasing. Shall we? Let's see. Oh, you know what? Save that. Yeah. A little too high. Let's do some texture. I'm going to do these teeth. You see, just really bring out them edges, the highlights. And then we'll do some white. Those nice little highlights. This was nice, but when you're working on white or silver, especially silver, I do more erasing on silver than anything because A, you don't get the blue shift, and on silver you get more than a blue shift. On silver you actually get blue shift, and then it actually like flips to almost like a weird gray. Almost gets darker because the light gets trapped underneath the white. It's weird. It's more than a blue shift when it's on silver. So I want to thank everyone who's in the room right now who's done the donation. You've already messaged me, and I appreciate that. Kenny! Mr. Fisheye Filter himself. Thank you so much for your support and being in here. Random side note. Oh, that's cool. We listen to some really random stuff in our house. A lot of Korean bands, a lot of K-pop bands. My wife and daughter love them, and I got catchy on them as well. There's a few other ones that are great. See how it's just making a cool little squiggles. Just have some really cool effects and texture and things like that. Yeah, this is kind of similar to a piece I did. I think if Michael Stanton's still in here, I think he got that one. If I remember right. All the blue skulls. That was a great piece. So I love doing these. You can just sit there all day and do them. Let's go off to check it out. I'm $25 per person. Look at it. That's cool, David. I'll have to check it out. Message me a link to it. I'm interested as well. Fisheye filter. Those aren't for cameras. I'm never gonna let Kaylee live that down. Kenny, did you hear that story?
I don't know if you did.
So we've been doing these feeds for how long? Kaylee's been helping. We talk about fisheye filter quite a bit, right? And Kaylee, till about 3 feeds ago, thought we were talking about camera lens filters.
It was more than 3 weeks ago.
Something like that. Yeah, the Helix ones work really well. These Medea ones, they're a little bit more powerful than the Helixes, and they're rechargeable, so you're not burning through batteries. And I'm still on 6 months plus on a charge on this without recharging it. So definitely work amazing. But the Helixes are great. The Sakuras are really good. They're more powerful than this. Just a little bit, but they're pretty expensive, you know, as an electric racer goes. Kelly would never hear the end of that one. No. But she doesn't let me live things down. I do either. So I gotta have some ammo. As I get older, I'll just forget. Remember that feed. I'm not picking on her. My daughter. I can give her a little shit. I only got a few more years where I can give her shit. It's undocumented for posterity. It's true. So you guys watching on our Facebook side, thanks for checking it out. If you want, definitely click that link. Come over to the YouTube side. You'll get the better, higher res image. Cool, thanks, David. I will check it out. Alright, let's wipe this guy down. Get those eraser marks out. Thin this paint down a little bit more, wash over it, and do some highlighting. We're going to call this done. Yeah, the Facebook image definitely looks a little browner than this looks in person. In person, it's much more black. Oh, she's going to torment me in a few more years. Don't you worry. Actually, is Michelle still here? Michelle, you still here? Yeah, definitely don't forget that like button, that subscribe button. I think most everyone who's in here is probably subscribed, I would hope by now. You all seem to be finding it each week. But definitely share these feeds and my other feeds, and that stuff helps. I want to get to 10,000 subscribers on this side. I got that on Instagram, but I don't have that on YouTube. And when I hit 10,000, I'm going to set a contest. I got to set the rules up and everything like that, but when I hit 10,000, I'm going to give away a nice original painting. So, I got to figure out how those contest rules so everyone can get involved in it. But so now what I want to do is I want to push some of these skulls back. So the ones in the background, they'll get a little bit more washed over. So I'll wash this guy out a little bit more on the sides, and then I'll push him into the background and leave him in the foreground more. See how that works? Just by toning this more, it just lets that guy sink right back into the background. Under the cheekbones, and it just pushes it back. Then we'll come in for the final bright highlights. You know, I considered that. I considered doing like a wash of blue candy and yellow candy. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to give that option to the winner. If the winner would like it candied in the colors of the Ukrainian flag, I will candy wash over this with the blue and the golden yellow. But I'm not going to do that tonight. But if the winner would like that, I will do that. Because that was kind of a thought I had, but I didn't want to do it here. Like I said, I was trying to keep it. I didn't want this to seem like I was doing like the skulls of Ukrainian people. Because that's not the point. That's a totally separate thing. This is just skulls because I like to paint skulls. And I want someone to get a painting. So that's kind of why I didn't do that. Because I didn't want the message to get misconstrued, as often happens on social media. But when this, I'm gonna leave this video up afterwards. Obviously, just make sure you guys share this. Let people watch it tonight, and people have options to get in and donate. I'm really hoping that we get enough donations to get more than I would normally get for a painting in this time. Because if we have average 50 to 60 people in here, if everyone did $10, at least $10, we'd raise over $500-600 on one shot. I definitely like to see that happen. That's kind of my personal goal for this feed. Thank you, Mr. Leahy. Just keep building. Yep, this is still illustration black. That's it. So what I did is I added some 4004 to it, and then a little bit more reducer. So it's more transparent, so I can just use it as a shader. Just like when you go to like tattoo color, tattoo it, so they'll mix a whole bunch of gray, basically blacks at different strengths, so they can shade and do all sorts of like things like that. We'll have some stuff dripping here. I'm going to do this for 10 more minutes. I'm going to call this one done. Darken this side of the skull. Yeah, kind of a little drool going on. There we go. Alright, let's get a little white in there. Things like this is where the blue shift is fine as well. Get a little texture here. See that? that. Get a little extra texture. A little happy texture. I'll go back to the black and we'll just tint some of that away. Yeah, I like the 4013. I like the little bit slower. I still like the 4020 as well, which is the slightly solvent version. I love that stuff as well. That stuff's great. Whoever gets this, I will be jealous. Maybe it'll be you, Blue. You got good odds. Like I said, what I'm going to do is anyone who emails me the donations, the proof of donation, I'm going to assign everyone a number at random. And then what I'll do is I'll do a random number picker during a live feed or just a recorded feed, and I'll post that video up. And let the winner know from there. And the winner has a week. If the winner does not get back with me in a week, I will pick another person and move down the line. And then we'll pick that second person as well for the pen from London Pen Company. It'll be really, really cool. So definitely get those donations in. Help some people feel good. And maybe get a painting out of it. I agree, Blue, but I know you're sitting there going, if I can influence fade a little bit, that's fine too. Blue has the best odds in the house. Tone this down. And I think we're reaching the end, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and spend a little time working on a painting and see if we can raise some money to help some people who need it. So I don't care what your political view is on countries and things like that, but when it comes to kids and families, I don't care where they're from, they need and deserve the help. You know, we get tip dry, but we just know how to work around a lot more and faster. But the other reason we don't get as much tip dry is because we constantly keep the air and paint moving. That's the key. If you keep the air and paint moving so much, it stays wet and dry. Like the paint stays wet, and the air keeps the paint from drying. It just pushes it off, so it's a clean needle. A good polished needle helps too, because bent needles, the paint actually sits on the end more and dries, and then it tends to flake off and interrupt the spray. But all right, I'm gonna pull this tape, sign this, we'll sign off, and then gonna go from there. Oh look, the back of the panel has flames on it. That's for a demo. Yeah, that airfoil is a big thing. I'm going to give these corners a little 45-degree angle. Look. Just get a straight edge of some kind. Need something straight. I'll just use a squeegee. Give those corners a little 45 like a pitch frame. Sign this. I want to thank anyone who's going to go on and do a donation. Thank you in advance. Thank you for watching and sharing and making this go well. Hopefully we can save some people, help some people, and have someone get a little bit of extra art for their house. $20.22. One of one. And that is all she wrote, folks. It is 9:28. So next 2.5 hours, I'm going to leave this up. Leave the links open. So go and donate to any charity that you guys see fit to help the people of Ukraine and help the kids and families there. Doesn't have to be the 4-eye list. It can be anyone you want. Email me proof of the donation. I will enter you into that contest to win this painting. And what we'll do is I'll assign everyone a number. And then we'll randomly pick that number from there and see who's going to get this painting. And then the second person will get a pen from London Paint Company. I really want to thank Sean for doing that. So thank you all for coming in. Have a wonderful evening. And thanks for checking it out. I will see you next week, most likely next Friday, but I'll keep you all posted. Because next Thursday night's Crystal's birthday, and she comes first. Sorry, like you all, but not that much. Have a great night, and thank you for checking it out seriously. And I'll let you know how it all goes tomorrow night. See ya.